Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Before we start our worship this evening, may I remind everyone to silence their cell phones. Thank you. There is a reading in the prayer book that says, "Where has this week vanished?" And indeed, that's how I feel tonight. Seems like I was standing here last week when I said Shabbat Shalom. So once again, Shabbat Shalom to everyone here in our sanctuary. And we also welcome our friends and family who are joining us remotely. And join me as we wave to folks across the country and maybe across the world. I'm Lynn Weinstein, and it's my honor on behalf of our Board of Trustees to really say Shabbat Shalom, really from my heart tonight. Very glad that all of you are with us. Our service this evening will be led by student cantor Dan Geigerman, accompanied by Dr. David McFarland, and of course, our Shabbat choir is here with us tonight. As we're guided through our prayer book, please join together and sing and read out, and in every way, put the week behind you and be present with all of us here in the sanctuary. Later in the evening, Co-President Betty Adams will have a few words to share with you. Thank you.
Given the past 2 weeks, I feel the need to start the service in a different way. If you like to read along, I'm on page 388. Page 388. We are slaves, because freedom means more than broken chains. Where there is poverty and hunger and homelessness, there is no freedom. Where there is prejudice and bigotry and discrimination and no bodily autonomy, there is no freedom. Where there is violence and torture and war, there is no freedom. And where each of us is less than he or she or they might be, we are not free, not yet. Let us bring a little bit of life into our life at this time as I invite Marcia London up to light our Shabbat candles.
Okay. Oh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu l'hadlik neo shel Shabbat.
Amen.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Amen. We continue on page 122 and 123 with the Kiddush. Erev vayvoker yom hashishi, vaychulu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzevav, vaychal Elohim vayom hashvihi melachto asher asa, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, Hivo Shabbat mikol melachto, asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uv'ratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uv'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We continue on page 130 in song with our Kabbalat Shabbat service. Lechu niranena, yai dai 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 dai, l'Adonai, yai dai 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 dai, Nahariya, yai dai 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 dai, Letzor Yisheinu, yai dai 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 dai. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechu niranena, yai dai 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 dai, l'Adonai, yai dai 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 dai, Nahariya, yai dai 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 dai, Letzor Yisheinu, yai dai 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 dai. For all of the wonders in all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lechu niranena, yai dai 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 dai, l'Adonai, yai dai 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 dai, Nahariya, yai dai 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 dai, Letzor Yisheinu, yai dai dai, yai dai. We continue on the next page with Yismechu Hashamayim. Hold on. There was something I wanted to say right before. Page 131. In God's hands are the depths of the earth. The peaks of the mountains are God's. God is the sea, God made it, and the land which God's hands fashioned. Come, let us bow down and kneel, bend the knee before Adonai, our Maker. For Adonai is our God, and we are the people God tends, the flock in God's care. Oh, if you would but heed God's charge this day. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. 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 Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. We need a little bit of holiness in our life right now, so may the angels come and be with us on this Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashavet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, one of these days we're going to do the entirety of Lecha Dodi, but today is not that day. So as is our minhag, our tradition in this congregation, we will be singing Lecha Dodi's verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 on page 138. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Sham וזכור בניפור אחד. השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושם תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו בניך, כי היא מקור הברכה, בראש מקדם נסוכה, זו מעשה במחשבת תחילה לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני ילך דגלה לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי. לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת גאלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. You may be seated. We turn to page 141. Please read along with me in the English on the bottom. Adonai is sovereign, God is robed in grandeur. Adonai is robed, God is girded with strength. The world stands firm, it cannot be shaken. Your throne stands firm from old. From eternity you have existed. The ocean sounds, Adonai. The ocean sounds its thunder. The ocean sounds its pounding. Above the thunder of the mighty waters, more majestic than the breakers of the sea, is Adonai, majestic on high. Your decrees are indeed enduring. Holiness befits your house, Adonai, for all times. Nikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishbereyam Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishbereyam Adir B'marom Adonai Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishbereyam, Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishbereyam, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai. We now turn to page 146 and rise for the Baruch Hu. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai. You may be seated. God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet further than the farthest star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. We turn the page to 148 for the Ma'ariv Aravim. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, lechoshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, lechoshech mipnei or. Let us read together on the bottom of page 151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. We turn the page and rise for the Shema. We continue with the English for the Ve'ahavta on the bottom of page 154. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on the forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emetz. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Malechutecha ra'u vanecha Bokei ayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'elianu ve'amru Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
We now ask for God to spread Knafei Ashchina, the wings of the Spirit of God over us, to shelter us. And I can't think of a better week to ask for it. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. Page 162, Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'azot et ha-Shabbat l'dor hamerit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'azot et ha-Shabbat l'dor hamerit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot hamerit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'azot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot hamerit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot hamerit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot hamerit olam. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world. Scattering a song in the silence of the night, eternity utters a day. We turn to page 164 and rise for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagid zehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol. וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממיט ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We take this time for silent prayer. You may be seated when you are ready. This next melody is dedicated to the memory of Michelle Levy. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Me'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam me'ava tikabel Tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael Amlecha El Karov Lechol Korean V'nei Lavadecha Lechoneinu Shifrach Ruchacha Aleinu V'techezena Eineinu Beshuvecha leTzion Merachamim Baruch Adonai Hamachazir Shechinato We take this moment to think about those in our community who need a little extra prayer, a little extra healing of the body, the mind, and the soul. Perhaps that person is you this evening. But we turn to the words of our Torah and Moses standing in front of, before God, his sister Miriam sick. And not only does he beg, but he uses this word na, which is this emphatic please. And he doesn't even say it once, he says it twice. El na, God please. Refa, heal na, please. La, her. So at this time, if there's somebody that you are thinking of, please say that name aloud. Those of you joining us at home, please say the name of those who you are thinking of right now. And as always, our intentions are towards those people, including the people on our Mishaberach list, which Lynn is focusing on right now so intently. We sing these words of El Na Refana La. El na refana la, el na
Hail Miriam, Hail Miriam, this I pray. El Narefanala, El Narefanala, El Narefanala, El Narefanala. Moses cried, Hail Miriam, Hail Miriam, this I pray. And Moses cried, Hail Miriam, Hail Miriam, this I pray. I'm bringing the guitar with me down there. So in thinking this past week, these past 2 weeks, how do I do this sermon? How do I do a sermon? Better yet, how do I do a sermon when the weekly Torah portion is Korach? You got a guy who's rebelling against Moses, who is really only rebelling against Aaron, but Moses takes it personally and says, God, help out. And there goes Korach. It's, these past 2 weeks have been difficult for me. So I thought I'd do what I do, talk about it using song. This song is entitled Always There by Dan Nichols. If I turned away, would you wait for me? If I sometimes strayed, would you set me free? If I were to doubt you, would you still believe in me? If I saw the truth, would you somehow help me see? My heart's filled with questions that my head can't answer. Still with my reservations, I find you're always there. When I'm tiptoeing backwards like a faithless dancer, without hesitation, I find you're always there. Whoa. If I spoke to you, would you try to hear the secrets lost inside of me? All my deepest fear. My heart's filled with questions that my head can't answer. Still with my reservations, I find you're always there. When I'm tiptoeing backwards like a faithless dancer, without hesitation, I find you're always there.
were to doubt you. It's okay to question your faith. It's okay for everyone to question their faith. Rabbis, cantors, imams, priests, everybody has that point in their life, if they are religious, that is, where they might question why things are going on in the world the way that they are. And I find that for me, my outlet is through music, like this song right here. It doesn't say who, quote, you are, but we can infer that it's God. It does not matter if we falter in our faith, because that is just life. And we know, just like in the song, when he comes back, finds that God is there and has always been there. But that path back can be difficult, especially given the last 2 weeks. So I will offer up one more song about what we can do, about how we can act in this world. In a place where no one's acting human, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. Try that with me. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. Sing it out loud. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. במקום שאין אנשים, השתדל להיות איש. במקום שאין אנשים, השתדל להיות איש. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. In a place where no one's acting human, strive, strive, strive to be human. So let us take those words of Pirkei Avot, where no one acts human, strive to be human, out with us when we leave this place. Can you hear Ratzon? May this be God's will. Yeah, we'll do that first. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said last month, we're bringing back the chocolate. That's the important thing, right? And this is a special one, because I get one. I got it. Thank you. So if you have a birthday in the month of July, please come on up for a birthday blessing and a little bit of chocolate.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. Because we have a birthday person today.
Yes, we do. Dare you give word to the number?
Let's just say it's the last year in the current decade.
The last year in the current decade. That's an
Next year's a big
excellent
one.
way of saying it. So, a very happy birthday to you today. And what date do we have?
I'm a week away.
You're a week away.
Well,
The 17th? What?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Hold on.
24th.
Oh, you're
Hold on.
24 years old. How wonderful, Gloria.
There. July 10th.
There you go.
So, no? Okay. You're just here for...
Not yet.
Not yet. I got to do the blessing first. Okay. So, another year down, another year full of memories, both happy, sad. That's what makes those memories so important to us, is that we remember all that has happened in the years past. So we offer this blessing to each other and to everyone. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Ken yehi ratzon. May this be God's will. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday. Wonderful. Okay, and now we have our wonderful co-president Betty with some announcements. I feel like
Far be it from me to delay the birthday blessings. I almost horned in on that. Right, exactly. Shabbat Shalom, I'm Betty Adams, co-president of Temple Sinai, along with Lynn Weinstein. And thank you, student Cantor Dan, and our accompanist, Dr. David McFarland, for our service tonight, and my friends in the Shabbat choir. Thank you also to the following sponsors. Our Shabbat services are sponsored by Andrea Lambert and Jerry Schneider in memory of Andrea's father, Jacob Lambert, Barbara Strassman in memory of her husband, Joseph Strassman, Marcia Weber in memory of Harold Geschwind, Sue Wexler in memory of her mother, Helen Waxberger, Susan Goinscher in loving memory of Michelle Levy, Dana Levy, Jason Kahn, and Farron Kahn in loving memory of their father, Richard A. Kahn. The following donations to the community food pantries are sponsored by Andrea Lambert and Jerry Schneider in memory of Andrea's father, Jacob Lambert, Marcia Weber in memory of Harold Geschwind, Zena Wagner and family in memory of William Wagner, Barbara and Dr. Daniel Blumberg in memory of their son, Adam Blumberg, Harriet Meyer in memory of dear friends Laura and Bob Green. Oneg sponsorships, Andy and Seth Dinsky in honor of Seth's birthday. Seth, if you're out there, sorry you missed your chocolate. And happy birthday. Save him once, yeah. Charles Plotkin in honor of his birthday. Happy birthday, Charles. And Elaine and Arnold Drapkin in honor of their wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. Our Saturday, July 2nd Shabbat Torah study is sponsored by Andrea Lambert and Jerry Schneider in memory of Andrea's father, Jacob Lambert, Barbara Strassman, in memory of her husband Joseph Strassman, and Elisa Eisenman, in memory of her dear husband Robert Cohen. And yes, we do have some announcements. If you're here in the sanctuary, you can take a flyer and sign up tonight for the July 15th triple header. There's entertainment, Shabbat dinner, followed by Erev Shabbat services featuring our choir, yay! And those watching from home, you can call Judith in our office during the week at, you know what's coming? You know what's coming? But I can't get it, wait. 561-276-6161, extension 112. You must sign up by Monday, July 11th, so get your sign-ups in. The Sanctuary Chair Dedication Project is off and running. There are already over 40 chairs reserved. If you reserve yours now, your plaque will be installed before Rosh Hashanah, and you'll get first choice of sitting in your dedicated seat for High Holy Days. If you're interested, please see Dave Stern after services or take a flyer. And if you're watching from home, you can visit our website at templesinaipbc.org or call Judith, still the same number, 561-276-6161, extension 112. And get your orders in. Sisterhood and Brotherhood invite everyone for game day in our social hall on Tuesday, July 19th from 1 to 4. You can play cards or choose from other games that they will provide. And most of all, I'm sure you can bring your own games too. Most of all, just enjoy being together. Get a bright gold flyer here tonight, and it's going to look like this. Whoop. And, or you can see Susan Goinsher or Susan Postal Suite after services for more details. And if you're out there in internet land, watch for the email with details on how to sign up. The deadline to register will be Monday, July 18th. There are no Saturday morning Shabbat services tomorrow, as they're on hiatus for the summer in the sanctuary or virtually, but there will be Torah study on Zoom at 12:30. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much, Betty. We now turn to page 586, and at the top of the page, we rise for the Aleinu. It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol. Lateit gerula le'otzeh breshit, shehu notei shamayim ve'osed haaretz, u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo bekovei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od, va'anachnu ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו 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 אחד. You may be seated. I now invite our co-president, Lynn Weinstein, to help lead us in the Mourner's Kaddish.
I am on page 595 in our prayer book. It's hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words. And what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. On this Shabbat, remembering many friends and family and members of Temple Sinai, whose memorial plaques are kindled throughout our sanctuary, including Oscar Bruskin, Thomas Zion Cassell, Fred Cohen, Harold Geschwind, Louis Hirschberg, Clara J. Pack, Helen Kaplan, Leo Kirstein, Ned Kornblight, Samuel Kronik, Edith Labor, Florence Larva, Hilda Lipman, Joseph Malmond, Jerome Migdal, Jacob Ostfeld, Harry Pincus, Regina Reamer, Ruth Rothstein, Joseph Strassman, Elsie C. Tompkins. We are also remembering Barney Arst, Adam Blumberg, Wayne Friedfeld, Herbert Friedman, Margit Gabor, Terry Goldfarb, Joseph Kamian, Jacob C. Lambert, Abraham Levy, Scott Pazer, Helen Waxberger, and William Wagner. As I motion around our sanctuary, if you are remembering someone on this Shabbat, please rise and say their names. And friends at home, please state the names of your loved ones as we turn in our Siddur and rise together to recite the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598 in your Siddur. And together, Yiskadal v'yiskadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayehon v'yom v'chayed kol Beit Yisrael, v'agavla u'vizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei d'Kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Uya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
Vel kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen.
And this evening, we especially remember the recent passing and interment of our dear friend and member, Michelle Levy, and those in their Shloshim period, including Stuart Keston, Geraldine Klaas, Richard Hartman, and Robbie Sobel. Zichronam livracha. Amen.
It is said that Shabbat, we are supposed to experience 1/60th of Olam Haba, the world to come. We ask for a little bit more than 1/60th this week. And we end this service with the words of Oseh Shalom. May God, who makes peace on high, bring peace down here to us. Oseh Shalom bimromav uyaseh aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav uyaseh aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Shabbat shalom.
Join us for chamotzi and blessing over the wine in the social hall. And for those of you who are here, just want to inform you that Jean and family will be sitting Shiva on Sunday from 2 to 4, and then again from 6 until 8 p.m.